You mentioned psychedelics. Let's go there. I've I really enjoyed reading in the whole story your experience with psychedelic journeys, and I really enjoyed the transparency that you had there. And equally transparent, I've had really. It's been in the last 5 years some of the most extraordinary experiences in my life. And as you describe it, in dissolving the ego and being connected with the oneness of the universe, and love being the most powerful experience. It's a beautiful thing, and I wish I had experienced it earlier in my life. Um, would you mind recounting a little bit of what you've done and what it's meant for you?
Well, I talk about psychedelics three separate times in the book. I start out with it
Yeah,
because I'm 20. I just turned 22, and I'm in Austin, summer. I had a birthday just a couple of weeks before, and I took a dose of LSD. And I'd taken LSD several times before. Did it by myself, but of course, back in the day, I had no idea how strong the dose was.
yeah,
This was the most powerful dose I'd ever taken, or have taken since. It was like I describe it as it was so overwhelming that you had no choice but to let go. I mean, I
yeah,
tried to I tried to hold on to that ego, but it's like being on Niagara Falls holding on with one hand to a rock.
yeah,
Eventually you get tired and you get swept over the falls. And then it's only retrospect I describe it as the ego death or ego dissolving, simply because there was no separation any longer. There was just pure being. There was and that felt timeless. I don't, for all practical purposes, it probably measured in this reality. It was measured by how long the LSD before it started to decline in my system, before my liver started detoxifying it. And but psychologically, it seemed to be endless, and it was amazing, and it was ecstatic. Um, and so that changed the direct trajectory of my life, because it was soon after that I moved into this vegetarian co-op. I wasn't a vegetarian. I just I was interested in, I was a seeker, I was a searcher, and I wanted to get on with the adventure of my life. That was what I woke up to. I answered the hero's journey
yeah.
after that. That woke me up to it.
You
So
know,
that's the first time I talk about it.
yeah, and you do it in a very beautiful fashion where it took you through this increasing intensity to a place of fear initially,
Yes.
and then extraordinary connection and blissful connection with the universe.
We're very
Um,
attached to our egos.
oh
We're
my
very
God!
attached to our egos. We don't want to let them go.
My
So
my journey of most profound, and my mom listens to my podcast. So hi, mom. Yes, I'm talking about this right now. Um, uh, was when I did a DMT journey, my
yes, I've
first
done
DMT.
DMT as well. I didn't talk about it in the book.
Yeah, and
Instantaneous, right?
instantaneous. So it is. Um, but the most profound I've had, you are, and DMT is, it's been called the God molecule. It's released by the pineal gland. It is uh, thought to be a molecule released at birth and at death. And in that moment, and also just to be clear, mom, there's no downside physical or medical effects. It's been done. I've done it with a shaman and with a physician on those occasions. Um, and it's called the entrepreneur's psychedelic because you're in and out of the experience in
In
under
30
30
minutes.
minutes,
Yeah.
right? 20 minutes sometimes. But it's a complete instant dissolution. Your ego is gone. And um, it was extraordinary. Can I share you one of the images I had during
Of
that?
course.
Is it this was probably on the third occasion of doing it. I'm coming out of this blissful, loving experience, and I see this ocean of energy, and it's an infinite ocean of energy, a bubbling energy, almost like a quantum foam, and coming out of that ocean, almost a single plane of energy, are these two double helices that go up and then come back down. And I was like, oh my God, that's that is like, we emerge out of the oneness of the universe into life, and then we come back into it at
Yes.
the end. And it was like the most profound experience. I still can visually remember that. And it gives me goosebumps thinking about that.
So in that experience that I had in the LSD, I experienced the Big Bang.
Yeah.
We're in the singularity. We're in this singularity, and it was, or the Big Bang was just this giant orgasm of self-love, self-singularity, exploding out, forming all the multiverses, and then there's the breathing back in. It comes back into the singularity. This is the infinite game. It goes on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And every creative possibility is realized. We're constantly in infinite game, infinite play. So I experienced this on this journey. And that's when I realized after that, it's like, I'm part of all that is. Not the ego, but the essence of me is immortal.
Yeah.
And so is everything else. Right. And so there's nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah.
Not death, not life. And that's when the hero's journey call came. And it was like, I am on a grand adventure. I even symbolized it by hitchhiking. I'm open for the adventure now. I'm going to create this amazing life for myself.
You know, I had a complete loss of fear of death coming out of that because of the connection with infinity. Listen, I want to live as long as I can. I want to live as long, healthy life as I can. I want to do
because it's a good life.
It's an amazing life. It's like the most exciting time ever to be alive, right? The only time more exciting is maybe tomorrow. But yeah, it was an incredible experience. I have not had that level on. I've tried LSD once, but it was not in the same reflective.
Right.
I've
not in the right context.
Only wanted to do this inside of a spiritual journey where it's not for play. This is for self-reflection,
self-realization.
Yeah. What's your advice to entrepreneurs or individuals who haven't experienced this yet? I don't know if you want to give it advice.
So I'll just say two other times to talk about in the book, and I'll get to this second.
Yeah.
So I first time I did MDMA was 1985. It was legal, and that was had a big impact on me. It changed my life because I absolutely knew, without a doubt, and I've never forgotten it, that love was the most important thing.
100%.
That we are here to love. We are here to love and to share love and connect with people and spread love. That is what we're here to do. That was what I was.
The connective fiber of the universe.
Yes, the universe is built on love, and we're trapped in the ego to a certain extent, and the ego is fear and resistance and a belief in separation. So I experienced that, and then after that, I began my spiritual journey in earnest. I started to meditate regularly. I started to do breath work regularly. I started studying the Course in Miracles. I really launched on my own spiritual path with a more disciplined focus. And then the last time I talk about it in the book is towards the end of the book, when I'm going to leave Whole Foods Market. And I'd been so motivated by Michael Pollan's book, How to Change Your Mind.
Yes.
And Michael's oftentimes, he did it with the Omnivore's Dilemma. He's right on the cusp of these things becoming more culturally mainstream, and he helps orchestrate that cultural change in. Because after I read him doing a guided journey, I thought, you know what? I'm going to do a guided journey. I absolutely am. And I set that up so that just a couple of months before I retired from Whole Foods, I did a 5-day retreat.
I remember
one-on-one.
5-day one-on-one where your guide would not let you escape early. You were like, believe in the process.
Trust the process.
Yeah.
And that was a combination of breath work, which I did 5 separate times. I got actually more out of the breath work. I just kind of encouraged people enough. We're going to do breath work at LifeWorks. When I talked a lot about LifeWorks on the physical health side, but we're going to be doing, we want to really help people emotionally and spiritually as well. So we'll be doing breath work. We'll be doing meditation classes. We will bring in speakers. I really want to help people on this part of their lives. And when psychedelic therapy is legal in California, like it is now in Oregon and Colorado, we're going to want to do that there. I do think that should be legal for therapeutic reasons.
Yeah.
So anyway, that guided journey was huge for me because I was able to let go of some anger I had towards Amazon. I was able to heal on that and let it go because it's the negative emotions that block love: anger, fear, guilt, envy. These things prevent us from being aware of love presence. And so as we practice forgiveness and we let those negative emotions go, we come into the love's presence more clearly. So that was very important for my healing. And it also let me let go of Whole Foods. I saw that it was time, that my hero's journey was calling me in a different direction now, and that this was the right thing to do. I'd already made the decision, but I got really clear in my heart. My soul told me, yes, you're on your path. This is the right thing. So it was, and you're asking me, do I recommend it? I absolutely 100% recommend a guided spiritual journey under a good therapist who's there, creates a set and setting matter, a safe place where you're totally safe. There's nothing to be afraid of, where you can
go with intentions.
Yes. It was very, very intentional, very spiritually focused. And with preparation before you go in, and you have to do integration afterwards. You can't just have the experience. You need to integrate it into your life. I highly recommend that. It's life changing.
It is life changing.